So third hour yesterday left off on just the examples 10, 11, and 12. So we're going to go ahead and finish those examples together. Our practice says evaluate and simplify when k equals -2, m equals 5, and c equals 3. Now I understand that our opener was pretty similar to this, but I want you guys to have this in your notes as well because you get to use your notes on your quizzes and tests. So these are the last 3 example problems in your pink note sheet, okay? So we're going to set this up just like what we did in our opener today. Anytime I see a variable that I'm going to substitute, I'm going to put parentheses around it. So I'm going to start with 6 times something, 5 minus 3 times something, minus 9k. And then I'm going to look back through and I'm going to substitute. What variable am I substituting for in this entire expression? -2. I'm substituting a -2 in place of the k. So I'm going to go ahead and put in that -2. Now, do you see, if I wouldn't have put parentheses and I would have just put -2 for this first part, do you see how that would get confusing? Because now I don't have 6 times k. If I wouldn't put in those parentheses as a reminder, I'd have 6 minus 2. And that means something very different. That's why we want to put those parentheses in there, okay? Okay. Woo! I forgot to do a variable, you guys. Here we go. Lots of numbers up here in this expression. So I'm going to have to start somewhere. Just like in a recipe or anything else, we have to have a starting point. Our starting point that we're going to do is order of operations, which is what first, Ben?
Solving parentheses.
Solving the parentheses. Now, there's all kinds of parentheses up here. So how do I know where to start?
Put a 6 and -2.
No, because that actually means to do what?
Times.
Yeah, and so does this -9 times -2. So you don't want to start with the parentheses that mean times. You want to start with a group of parentheses that have a group of numbers within. Okay? So in that group of parentheses right here, where do I start?
-2 and -3.
What do I do with those?
Times.
I tell you something. So I'm going to rewrite this here. 6 times -2 times 5. What's -3 times -2?
6.
Positive 6. Okay? And now I what? What little parentheses? Are you sure? Do I still have a group of numbers within a group of parentheses? Yeah, where? Yeah, so let's do that. What's that going to equal? Now, when I bring that 11 down, what do I have to have around it? Parentheses, because it's going to be multiplied. Okay? So right now my expression reads 6 times -2 times 11 minus 9 times -2, or -9 times -2. So what do I solve next? What are my next operations that I'm going to perform?
6 and -2.
Which equals?
-12.
So I'm going to bring down -12 times 11 minus 9 times -2. Okay? What's my next operation?
-12 and -11.
Perfect, which is?
132 negative.
Minus 9 times -2. Okay. Now what?
9 times -9 but -2.
Which equals?
18.
Positive 18. And then I have one step left. -132 plus 18. And box it. I had to start. I should have wrote a little bit smaller at the beginning, huh? It's a lot of steps. That was a lot of work, wasn't it? Yeah.
The box they gave you is way too small.
Yeah. So I should note in the future, make this note sheet with a bigger box.
Yeah.
I write big, so I would definitely need a bigger box. All right, let's move on to number 11. So number 11 has 2 different variables we're going to substitute for. So I'm going to start with m squared minus 2 minus 6, parentheses for my k, plus 11, parentheses. Okay, so I need to substitute for m, and I need to substitute for k. What do I substitute for m?
5.
So I'm going to plug in a 5. And what do I substitute for k?
-2.
All right, Ben and Josh, you've been rocking it. No more answering questions on this problem. You guys have been real quiet. So, what do we do next? Where do I start?
No, exponents.
No, you were right first. Parentheses, P, then E. So I'm going to start within my group of parentheses, which is right here. So what do I do within that group of parentheses first, Emily?
Do 6 times 2.
What type? Negative 6 times,
-2.
which equals?
12.
Positive 12. Good. Okay. Am I done with those parentheses yet?
No.
Nope. So go ahead and finish those off for me. Okay. Now that I have my group of parentheses finished, the next thing I go to is what, Hannah?
The exponent.
Yeah. So what's 5 squared?
15.
How'd you get 50?
Oh, sorry. I see. 40,000.
Whoa! 5 squared. What's 5 times 5?
5 squared? Oh, I did 5.
What?
25.
25.
I was thinking 5, 10, 15.
Okay. How'd you what did you
I
do?
did 5 times.
Oh, no, not 5 to the 5th power, just 5 squared. So we have 25 then minus 2 times 23. All right. Riley, now what? Perfect. So what's negative 2 times 23? Where's your calculator?
Negative 46.
Negative 46. Do you need a calculator? Yeah, go grab your calculator. All right, then what's 25 minus 46? Is it going to be a positive or negative? Negative? Negative what?
21.
Box. How'd you guys feel about that one? I like that one better than the other one.
Yeah.
That one is a little bit better. You getting these down? Come on, head up. Let's go. Try to get it down. All right, last example problem that we're going to do together today. This time I have 3 variables that I'm going to substitute for. Anytime I see the variable, what do I put in place of it? Parentheses for now, and then I'm going to fill in the number in a minute. Ooh, I'm going to run out of room. 9. Okay. What do I substitute for K? Negative 2. What about for C? And for M? Okay. Now, where in the world do I start? There are a lot of problems here. Ben? And the parentheses. So here are my big group of parentheses. Within the parentheses, what do I do first? Nah. Nice guess, though. That was a good guess.
You times E by -2.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Because, okay, so when we start in our parentheses, then we start thinking again, order of operations starts over again. So order of operations in the parentheses, what comes after P? Exponents. So we're going to get rid of these exponents first. So when I get rid of these exponents first, the first one I'm going to do is negative 2 squared. What's negative 2 squared going to be? So what's negative 2 times negative 2?
4.
2 negatives equal a?
Positive.
So we're going to have a positive 4 plus 3, and then I have 3 squared. What's 3 squared going to be? 3 times 3, not 3 times 2. 9. Now I'm going to bring those numbers back down into parentheses. I need to write that smaller. Okay, so I'm going to bring those numbers back down to parentheses to show that they're being multiplied by the number in front of it. Okay, so I come back to my group of parentheses. I've done my exponents. What's the next step I would do?
8 times 4.
Which equals? Do I need to have that parentheses around the 32 still? No. Then what's the next step I do?
Times 3 to the 9.
Which equals?
27.
Okay, bring down my 9 minus 5. Finally, I have enough room to fit that guy in there. Okay, am I done with these parentheses yet? It feels like it's taken forever. No. 32 plus 27 equals 59. When I put that 59 down, what has to be around it? Parentheses, because it's showing that that 5 is multiplying that 59. Minus 9 times 5. Which equals? 295, you said?
Yeah.
Y'all agree with him?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what?
Multiply the -9 by 5.
Which equals negative 45. So I can go ahead and do the multiplication, both of those in one step. And my final step. 295 minus 45 is going to be perfect. Nice job.